ABCD!
Hey everyone, Three Gun Guy here. I just wanted to give you a quick review of my 2019 Vortex Shooter's Choice experience. This was my first large three-gun match. I ended up 158th out of 213, which may not sound very good, but for my first match I thought I did pretty good. And I'm hoping that I learned a lot here that's going to help me next year and also with the local matches throughout the year. So this was a 3-day match, and we had rains that Thursday and Friday. So it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday match. So it was really, really wet. You can see some muddy conditions, overflowing rivers, and of course the beast got pretty dirty. In fact, I got stuck once, even with four-wheel drive, and had to get towed out by a tractor. Now, on Sunday morning, however, it was gorgeous. I mean, look at that sunrise. 7 a.m. is when we had to be at our stages. Had some longhorns roaming the road as we drove in. And then I also had just a great squad 5. Now, I shoot on my monthly match with about half of these guys, so I knew them and it was great to work with them. A really neat thing about this match is you were allowed to have coaching, so you could have guys telling you what to load, when to load it, where to shoot, what to shoot at. It was just great. So this being my first big match, I was really impressed with Jeremy Moore and Shooter's Source, who put the match on. Jeremy was awesome. Every one of the ROs that were at each stage were excellent. They worked with you. They were very nice people. There wasn't any of this bravado or, they were just really nice people to work with. I would just say the only other, not even a negative, but just something that I wish was better was, maybe some better swag and better shirts. But I mean, other than that, the whole match was professional, very safe, and very well done by Jeremy and his team. So thanks to them. All right, well, those of you who know me know that I like to put together checklists, so this is no different. So what I did here is I kind of broke things down into categories and started with some of the things that I take on my normal three-gun matches. So like the buggy, right? Well, it's got tires, so you want to take an air pump, bungee cords to attach things to it with, some carabiners to hang things off of it if you need to, and a towel, which in this case came in really handy with all the mud that we had up there. From a gun standpoint, I changed all the batteries in my optics to make sure I had fresh batteries. For the AR, the magazines, charging handle, extra charging handle, upper and lower parts kits, and then for the pistol, just my magazines. Then we moved on to the ammo. Now for the AR, I had 400 rounds of ammo. Now what I didn't put in here is that I needed, I went ahead and went with some really good Hornady 62 grain ammo for the longer range shots, because in this match we had shots out to 600 yards. And in a few of these stages, the one that I really screwed up on had ranges, had like 15 targets between 300 and 600 yards. So 15 targets. So you have to have a lot of rounds and some good rounds to hit those targets. Pistol, I stuck with my 124 grain Arms Core pistol ammo. It worked great. I took 400 rounds of that. Shotgun, I took 400 birdshot, 50 slugs. Used a lot of slugs here. We didn't use buckshot, but I took some. And then you're going to need like 50 turkey or number 6 shot, because some of the steel that you have to knock down is like 50 yards away. And your 7.5 shot isn't even going to phase it. It's just going to laugh at that 7.5 shot. So that was that. For my backpack, all the normal stuff you have in your backpack, your inner and outer belts, the medicine, don't forget your relief, chapstick, band-aid, sunblock, and then your shooting first aid kit. As far as the clothes went, rain suit was a big one for me. The other thing was the mud boots and some gloves, because it was muddy out there. So when you're picking up the steel to reset, you don't want to get your hands all muddy. The rest of this stuff you can pause and just look at it. Water jug, rangefinder, that type of thing. And in food, I just took simple breakfast bars, beef jerky, and hard-boiled eggs. We had to be at the stage every morning at 7 a.m. So you're not going to eat at your hotel if you stay in a hotel. They're not open yet. So bring stuff that you can eat on your way to the match. So this is just a simple list that I put together and hope it helps you in future matches. Now, as you can see here, this match was spread out over a pretty large area. The speed limit on these dirt roads at CCC range was 15 miles an hour. So when you turned off of the main highway and by the time you got back to the pro shop or stage 9 and stage 10, it was 20 minutes. You're on the dirt road for 20 minutes going 15 miles an hour. But it was a beautiful area. All the stages were set up just great. The only downside was we had a lot of rain, so it was some of these stages were difficult to get to, and then when you did get to them, you had to kind of hike your gear in. But no big deal. It was really well laid out. All the routes and the stages were well marked, and it was very easy to get around the complex. So the stage order was laid out really well. We shot 4 stages on Friday and Saturday with 2 stages on Sunday. And as you can see, we were squad 5. So we started on Friday at 7 a.m., went to 10, 1, and 4. Things went really smoothly. It gave you time to kind of rest in between stages, work with your coach walking through the next stage to see how you were going to shoot it. And you really did have time. Lunch was served, so Subway sandwiches were brought to us out on the range. Everything was really well organized. So this was an example of a stage brief. It told you how many paper targets, steel targets, what gun they needed to be shot with, your starting position, how to engage, and then the scoring of the stage. So this is very helpful for your walkthrough.
Stage 6. Start here. Paper on the side. You can basically shoot that paper, shoot this paper, shoot this paper. Just come right to here. You've got 1, 2, 3. Don't forget this one at the door. You've already got those papers. Then you've got 1, 2, 3 here in the car. Paper, 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 paper. 1, 1, 2, and then you're done. Then you're gonna ground it, come up to the truck, on the truck, rifle. That is, oh, it does. And then look at your diagram for the ranges of the targets.
All right, shooter indicates ready. Stand by.
205. 270. 375.
All right, a few rookie mistakes. I let my pistol run dry. The jam, I don't know what happened there. And then the rifle, those targets were fairly close in. They were under 400 yards. So I really should have taken them out a little faster. But we'll work on that in the following stages and fix it. Stage 4 was a blast, but the only thing that got me, and from what I heard from the RO, 85% of all other shooters was the spinner, steel spinner. And you'll see I almost get it, but not quite.
Slug.
Are you ready?
That's a little small.
Yes. Stand by.
High right. Low left.
Through the bush.
Through the bush. Spinner. One more on the top, come on. Out. Get it done. Stop, back up. Come back, push. Next to the left hip six. Still waiting to hit the one. Slow down. Yep, slow down. Back, stop. Six, back.
Here?
Yes. Stop there. To the yucca.
Damn it. Yucca, back.
Recover.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief video of the 2019 Vortex Shooter's Choice 3-gun match that I participated in. Again, it was my first major match. I had a blast, great squad, very organized, and I will for sure be there next year. So hope to see you there. And in the meantime, shoot straight.